couple of weeks ago, and initially that morning we weren't quite sure why she'd been reduced to tears. Not only are we now aware of why it is, but she's been speaking about it.
Yes, she clearly feels that she's in a really safe place to talk about this now. So if we dial back, the details of what emerged were that she was touring Asia for tournaments across Asia, and there was this one person in the crowd that was always there, and she felt really uncomfortable by that. And it all came to a head on her second round match with Karolina Muchova, where she saw this man again, and he would engineer situations where he would be with her, so maybe signing, you know, autographs and things like that. She didn't like it. She asked the security to remove him. He's since been banned from WTA tournaments and signed an agreement to stay away from her. So now she's talking to journalists. I'll read out a bit of what she said. She said, "I saw him in the first game of the match. I was distraught. I was thinking, I don't know how I'm going to finish. I literally couldn't see the ball through the tears." She then added, "The first 4 games ran away from me because I just wasn't on the court." You can really understand this, of course. It was a pretty good effort, she said, for me to keep on playing. She goes on to say, "After the match, I completely broke down in tears. There was just so much emotion. I needed a week off to take a breather. I feel a lot better."
I mean, it was a very good effort, not just a pretty good effort, an understatement there from her. I mean, Mari, the other thing that jumps out to me on this story is she's been around a long time now, obviously, but she's so young still. And just, we always know the weight and pressure on a sports star, a young sports star, just on their career side, but a brutal extra aspect to have to face up to.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the thing about stalking that's really tricky is people, in terms of the public perception sometimes, it's often seen as something that's not that serious. Some MPs have done quite a lot of campaigning on this, on legislating around stalking, and the fact that it can be incredibly serious and the impact on the victims can be a lot more severe than you might think. People have to, you know, go into hiding, almost move house. You'd be surprised at how extreme some of these cases can be. And so I think it brings into the limelight actually stalking as a crime and the work that is being done, and perhaps more work that needs to be done in Parliament and across the country.
Yeah, you make such a good point there. She's actually been speaking to Sky Sports Tennis, and she said she's looking forward to competing in Indian Wells later this week.
Being here, I feel a lot better. I wasn't necessarily sure if I was going to come and compete so soon after what happened in Dubai, but I'm glad I made the decision to come here, and I'm loving, being here. I'm happy on the court, so yeah.
It's great to see her smiling. It's great to know that actually she's in a better place to travel, to compete, and that's the most important thing, that this individual hasn't stopped her from competing. So.
Yeah, despite her saying that the burden in terms of extra sort of security she now has,
really
and the mindset
point.
changes, which hopefully eases with time. But I guess in the short term, it's good luck in Indian Wells.
Yeah, and there'll be
luck.
extra security there for her.